Hi, my name's Hannah. Welcome to another Reaseheath Animal Encounter. Today we're here with our marine tanks, which is this tank behind me, so it's saltwater fish. And we have lots of different species in here from all over the world. And I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about a few of them in there, but mainly focusing on the lionfish because they've got quite a story to tell with their wild populations being an invasive species. So in this tank we have got bannerfish. We've got some tang, so that the big tang that's feeding there, that is a unicorn tang, and we have a female, and she doesn't have as big a nose as the males do, and that's why they're called unicorn tangs, because the males have quite a big sticky out nose and it makes them look like a unicorn. In this tank we also have a lionfish and a Mexican dragon eel. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about lionfish and how they're causing a bit of chaos in the seas at the moment. So in the wild, they are an invasive species. They're originally from the South Pacific and the Indian Ocean, but due to release from the pet trade and the increasing temperatures in the seas, lionfish have actually spread around the USA and into the Mediterranean, and they are causing chaos. So they are quite voracious eaters, so they eat a lot of small fish, and they're wiping out populations of native fish in certain areas because they do eat a lot, and their stomach can expand up to 30 times, so they can just keep eating and eating and eating. They're also venomous, so on their fins they have spines, which if you get caught by one, it can be really painful. They can't kill you unless you're allergic to it, but they cause severe pain. Also in this tank we've got the blotched fox face, which are the yellow ones with the black and white faces, and they have venomous spines as well, and that will cause a really painful reaction. So like our other animals, we do train our fish as well. So we're doing a little training session here, and we have a target like with the other animals. And the lionfish especially, because sometimes when we have to go into the tank we don't want to get spiked by his venomous spines. We do put him in an underwater crate so we can clean the tank and rearrange the furniture and stuff. So we have trained him to a target, and then he gets a bit of prawn on the end of a stick so that we can move him around the tank where we want him to move. And that just makes sure that the fish don't get stressed out, and it's just a lot easier for us to move things around. So our big tank here has been set up to look a bit like underneath a harbour. So all these fish have crates to go in and out of, and the eel hides at the bottom of the tank most of the time underneath the rocks like they would in the wild, so that they can come out and grab their prey unsuspectingly as it swims past. So lionfish, like I said, they've decimated local fish populations, and a really good example of this is in the Bahamas. So there are loads of lionfish in the Bahamas now, and up to 65 to 95 of their own fish in the reefs around the coast have disappeared over the last 30 years because of the introduction of the lionfish. And the reason they're doing so well is because they don't really have any predators, so sharks won't attack them, and they breed quite a lot throughout the year. And so local authorities and governments are trying to get fishermen to catch lionfish now for eating, for food. So there are campaigns in the US to try and get people to catch and eat the lionfish to reduce their populations. So just going to give them some food, and today they've got krill, mussel, and they've had some prawn, but we do have herbivorous fish in here too, so they're not all meat eating. So we do give them bits of seaweed and lettuce and spring greens as well on some of their feeding stations in the tank. A few of the fish that we've got in this main tank, the bannerfish, which kind of have the long pointy white spike on the top of their head, and they are yellow and black stripes. They are schooling fish, and a school is the name for a group of fish. So you can see we've got quite a few in here because they do tend to stick together so that they are protected more from predators, and this is how they would live in the wild. Now lionfish, they do live in schools in the wild, but you often see them solitary because they go off to hunt on their own. But in here we have a mixture of solitary and schooling fish, so that's what it would be like in the harbour side that we're trying to set up.